Greetings, folks. I have been inundated with calls of support from farmers and members of the public following my post on Save Irish Beef and the tragic death of a man caused by Listeria. But folks, you need to listen up, because it has now come to my attention that Ballymaguire Foods, whose products were subject to recall following the outbreak, may be back operating again. Yesterday afternoon, I personally contacted their office. Although the company was answered under the name Country Craft, the receptionist confirmed it was Ballymaguire Foods. I read my concerns into the record and asked to speak directly with the managing director. I was told that Breda was in a meeting and that I would be contacted in due course. In the public interest, I have also written formally to Ballymaguire Foods requesting confirmation of whether they have resumed operations, and if so, to provide a copy of any regulatory reports or clearance that permitted reopening. Folks, how is it possible that just within 7 weeks of a fatality linked to Listeria, this company is permitted to resume operations when they haven't yet confirmed the cause or origin of the Listeria? While a farmer, on the other hand, under far less serious circumstances, would be immediately prohibited from supplying milk or beef until strict remedial measures were fully completed. I have also contacted the Minister for Agriculture, the Department of Agriculture and the Food Safety Authority of Ireland. As of this morning, I've received no reply. The silence, folks, is deafening. This, however, folks, is not the first time alarm bells have been sounded. In 2017, a whistleblower sworn under affidavit in court revealed shocking information about food wastage and recall practices. A well-known food brand company obtained a High Court injunction to silence him. Shortly thereafter, another near-fatal incident occurred. That whistleblower, a man who almost lost his life. On the campaign trail last year for the general election, I met an acquaintance of that whistleblower roughly a year ago, and he told me the full story. Due to the pressures of the election, my unlawful imprisonment, attempts by political figures to gag me, and to my own ill health, and the election fraud investigation, I didn't have a chance to follow it up. But now, in light of his death and the suffering of so many others, it is painfully clear that this whistleblower, who brought the truth out to the authorities and was gagged, needs to now come out again in the public domain. I want to remind the public that I'm only human, and I'm one woman with 24 hours in a day doing my public duty as best I can. But I'm not a robot, but I will not stop. And I'm determined now to meet with this whistleblower, now more than ever, and I'm in the process of making arrangements to meet him, to hear his evidence and to bring the full truth to light. Because, folks, lives have been lost, families are grieving, and many are still suffering illnesses because warnings were ignored, silenced or covered up. And to think that this whistleblower sat down with authorities and brought this to their attention and nothing was done about it, only the man was gagged. This fight is not about politics, folks. This is about accountability, public safety and respect for those whose lives have been shattered. And I'll keep you updated on the feedback from the Department of Agriculture. But another farmer has contacted me. He was at a meeting last night in Dublin where I believe 40 farmers from all over the country attended this meeting, and this farmer congratulated me for highlighting the potential beef crisis that's on tracks here, because I believe it's going to destroy farming in Ireland. And you know, I think my message yesterday on YouTube and TikTok has struck a chord with many Irish dairy farmers. I believe that there was a delegation from South Dakota, North America, included in the government, its government official, the governor of South Dakota, to the UK and Ireland last week to discuss about approving beef exports deals from South Dakota, North America to the UK and Ireland. Now folks, this has all been kept quiet by the Irish media, the IFA and other farm organisations. Why folks? Because we all know that in South Dakota ranches they use growth hormones, angel dust and other illegal medications on their animals. Folks, if this deal is signed off, our farmers' livelihoods and our people's health will be ruined. This, I believe, we are being distracted from this by the earlier Brazilian Messacur deal. Folks and Irish farmers, I don't know why the Irish farmers are taking this lying down, but I believe after last night's meeting they're not going to take it lying down. But why aren't the farmers above outside the Dáil with their tractors and their slurry tanks and protesting and trying to save their livelihoods and the beef industry? Because what's coming down the tracks and what's been planned is going to destroy farmers. But I'll keep you updated on everything. Gura Míle Maith Agaibh.